thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and it's been a while since I've done a haul video, and so I want to just include some and let you in on some finds. We're going to start kind of in ascending order. Going to start with cheaper comics and move up. Excuse me. Recently made a couple of trips to vintage stocks in my area, in the Tulsa area. Always good to go through the vintage stocks and see what they have. Just some great prices. Sometimes some ridiculous prices on some books. And so went ahead and got actually ventured outside of the dollar box because it was BOGO. Buy one, get one. And so anyway, got a Dark Horse Presents number 11 with this was I got it basically for $1.50 since it was buy one get one because it was $2.99. Trying to pull this off. There we go. Not a great job, but this is Dark Horse Comics number 1. Dark Horse Comics number 11. Dark Horse Presents number 11. This is the second appearance of the Mask when they were billing him as the Mask, M-A-S-Q-U-E, and there's a little picture of him down there. Looked a lot different. This is the second appearance. I've been looking for that elusive first appearance in Dark Horse Presents number 10. Still looking for it. Well, I'll get it one day. But this is this is a nice $1.50 for the second appearance. I'm really happy with that. I like that character, and getting his early appearances very cool. Lots of fun. All right. Also got something I don't generally get. But with that, again, at BOGO prices, it ended up being about $1 book. And this is Aquaman number 62 with a great Jim Aparo cover on there. I don't usually do the Bronze Age and the Copper Age DCs, but this one, just something about the cover, and it was $1, so went ahead and wanted to get that. And so anyway, always happy to get some of the older books, which now, these books are considered older books now. 35-cent book, that's still the 70s. And so, like that. And, all right. So, again, another few that were not $1, but they were $2, which at BOGO meant $1. And this is The Emperor Has No Clothes, a Classics Illustrated Junior, number 517. Really liked that. Like that cover. I like the Classics Illustrated when I can get them. There's an illustrated back cover. Okay. I've never read the story, The Emperor Has No Clothes. It's a classic, of course, but I've never read it. Or The Emperor's New Clothes. I know that's where the saying comes from, The Emperor Has No Clothes. But interesting book, and was happy to get that for a mere pittance. Okay. Bone Holiday Special, the Hero Premiere Edition. Again, $1.99, BOGO, $1. And it's more of it's got the stiffer cardboard cover, which I didn't realize that. I want to say that out there somewhere there's a red foil edition. I'm not sure. I may be getting it mixed up with another Bone book, but does have that really nice cardboard edition or cardboard cover. Hang on one sec. I forgot to plug in my mic. There we go. Okay. It's probably got a little better sound there. Okay. So anyway, I like that. Maybe you can hear that now. Okay. Got that cardboard sound and got that stiffer cardboard glossy cover. So great stuff there. Bone Christmas or Holiday Special. Christmas Special, but I guess I didn't want to say Christmas. I don't know. And then always, when I can get these in decent shape, I will. This is one of the reprint series that hasn't really hit yet. People aren't getting it. This one isn't in great shape. It needs a press. But this is Marvel Double Feature versus Captain America and Iron Man. This is the reprint of the first appearance of the Adaptoid. Okay, so Marvel Double Feature, Captain America and Iron Man. Some great classic represented Jack Kirby Captain America art in there, as well as some early Gene Colan Iron Man. And so just great stuff, and lots of fun. So Marvel Double Feature number 6. Again, that's one of those reprint. You're seeing some of the reprint titles, climb in price because it's so hard to get those keys. But that one I don't think has started climbing that much yet. Okay, a couple of just really kind of, well, here's another one that wasn't a buck, but I got it because I always like this story. This is Captain America 285. Sal Buscema interiors, Mike Zeck cover. This is one where Cap takes on the Porcupine. The Porcupine, one of those. I think the story was trying to make him a more serious villain, but also you had Nomad, the new Nomad. I can't remember his name. All of a sudden, trying to cut the Nomad who was Bucky in the 50s, and trying to cut his teeth on a villain. Pick the Porcupine, trying to prove to Cap that he was a worthy sidekick or partner. And so anyway, just has a great two great battle sequences in there, and it does kind of make the Porcupine look a little more respectable. But it's just a fun story. Adding to the Stormwatch, the Stormwatch run that started with number 37 or 38. Now I don't remember. I think 37. Let me get some dates for you. It was the first Stormwatch Volume 1. Number 37 in 1996, and this is the great Warren Ellis, Tom Rainey run. I got issues 42 and 43. There's issue 42, and I just remember this as being this was a really seriously good revival of a superhero team. After it had been done in the Image style for so long, and I'm not knocking it. I didn't read it, admittedly. All I know is I remember the day when it was announced that Warren Ellis was going to start writing Stormwatch. Here's issue number 30, or I'm sorry, 43. It was announced that Warren Ellis was going to start writing Stormwatch, and people got excited. And for a while, that issue 37, it went for pretty decent back issue prices. I'm not going to take the rest of these out of the bag right now, but finally found a Pied Piper Comics publication. The first issue of the New Humans. Now, you say, Mark, why? Well, because I like those indies, and some of them did some interesting ideas first, and a lot of the 80s. I think this is an 80s. It might be 90s, but also it's early Ron Lim. That's an early Ron Lim cover. Okay, and so I got the New Humans number 2, but I just like, what can I say? I like 80s indies. Along with that, I had the first appearance of Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters. Okay, well this is, and these are dollar books, but this is Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters 3D. Okay, number 1 or one shot, whatever. But I like the 3D books. I like the the riff off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There were so many, so many comics done from those characters. Those characters were so, and it's flattery as far as I'm concerned. It's flattering whenever all these other books reminiscent of TMNT would come out, and to me it just paid homage to a really great property. Okay, this next book confounds me some. I haven't done my research on it. Need to, but it has to do with Quasar, issue number 32, from 1992. And my understanding of this, and what little reading I did, when I said I didn't do any study on it, I didn't do anything in depth. When Marvel was doing Operation Galactic Storm, they supposedly they renumbered, they on 32, they put, for newsstands, they put issue 1 on issue number 32, so that people could get on board that storyline, even though it was Operation Galactic Storm Part 3. That's what I understand. Now, here's an issue of Quasar 32. I didn't buy one. These were dollar books at the Vintage Stock. I didn't buy one that had 32 on it, but you can look it up. This is issue 32. Well, there's the one, okay? And my understanding was that it was the newsstand. And sure enough, there's the newsstand, the UPC from the newsstand version. However, I found another Quasar 32 with a number 1, okay, and it has what would appear to be the direct edition, with the 30th anniversary, Spider-Man 30th anniversary logo on there. And so I'm not sure what I've got there. They're interesting variants. In case you didn't know about those variants, they're out there. And so you can get them fairly cheap. Okay. All right. Next, I went by a couple of weeks ago. I went by, I've talked about Shadow Mountain Comics in Tulsa before. Found some great dollar finds. That Shadow Mountain is that place that they buy big collections, they bring them, and then they sell. They just have sales. They have blowout sales where first the comics are $10 a piece for a week, and then after they've been picked through, they go to $5 a piece, then $1, then either 50 cents or they go right to for $1, okay, until everything's picked over. I got these for $1, okay. I got the New Avengers Illuminati #2 of 5. The only reason I got that is because I always like that cover. That's Reed Richards wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, and it's a tense moment, okay. It's a very tense moment, and it's a good story. This was recently mentioned or shown on the Key Comics app. It's not really doing anything that I know of. It's not really heating up. Nobody's really going after it. They might have around the time of Endgame. I don't know. But anyway, just a neat cover, and it was a neat story to read. So for $1, I was happy to find that. Robin Rises Omega. I have Alpha. I finally just read those 2. I didn't read everything in between, but a good read. You know, good standalone read if you can handle being dropped into the last part of a story that goes into something else, which I can. I'm old school, and I was always getting stuff off the rack that you say, oh, that looks good, and you start reading it and you catch up. And so anyway, happy to find that for $1 because I've actually kind of been looking for that. I did get another issue of Batman the Imposter. I don't even know how many issues Batman and the Imposter are, how many there are, but I have issue #2. I also have issue #1 now. Got them both for $1, and they're higher books. I'm pretty sure they sold for $5 or more. So because they're a DC Black Label. Okay, so narrowing that, whittling that series down. Okay, these I was kind of interested in because I know in the day, you know, a few years ago when they were coming out, they were all the rage, and people were these things were commanding exorbitant prices just a few weeks sometimes after they were sold, or after they came out on the newsstands. But I'll go ahead and take these out because they do have the bling that I love so much, and that's one of the reasons why I got them. But I wanted to read the stories as well. Dark Days, The Forge, #1, okay, with that great metallic cover. Love that. Great art. These of course beautifully illustrated. All of these books, the Batman books these days, are just almost always beautifully illustrated. You have to hand it to DC for keeping Batman the Batman books a quality item. Even though they're too much. Okay, their comics in general are too much. These retailed for $5 a piece. Here's Dark Days, the casting. Okay, got these for $1 at Shadow Mountain Comics weeks ago, and I've already read them. They've been a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, I just thought there's a few other comics. I'll have to leave here in a moment, and okay. And I'll have to leave here in a moment and get the comics I was talking about. Okay, Dark Knight's Metal, #1. Did not get the whole series, but I got some of them, and I read them all. Okay, Dark Knight's Metal #1. Again, all for $1 at Shadow Mountain. Great stuff. These were added. I got the impression from the guy who was working the counter. These were added just that day. They had put some new fresh ones out. I'm thinking I got into some of the fresh ones. #2, okay. I love that cover. Just the metallic sheen and everything, and great story inside, great art, of course. One of these is supposedly the first cameo appearance of the Batman Who Laughs or something like that. I was actually more excited about just getting in on a story that I was so curious about in the day, but also all the beautiful covers. Now this one was a variant cover that did not have the metallic sheen to it, but this #3, issue #3, the Deathstroke cover, okay. John Romita Jr. Deathstroke cover. Again, for $1, anything that's of quality that retails for like $5, it's just a good buy, okay. And then #4. And again, just love the metallic sheen on these books. Number 4 and Dark Knight's Metal. So those were fun reads. I will finish that series one way or another. You know me. I'll end up getting those. Okay. A few other finds from, besides those from Shadow Mountain. Got a book I'd known about for a long time, had looked for, then forgot about it. It's just book 1 of a miniseries, but Batman, Hellboy, and Starman by James Robinson and Michael Mignola. This book actually has heated up in the past, and I believe the idea is Batman and Hellboy are looking for the original Starman. They're looking for him. He's disappeared or whatever. Something going on with Starman. I did get, again, for $1. This next one, I meant to peel that off. I hate anything that obscures the cover. All right, anyway. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 1, Number 1. Okay. That was evidently a pretty successful miniseries. It has cooled down. I don't care about that. I want to get the series and read it. You know me, again. I'm old school. I like to read first and then collect. I do collect. I do speculate. But it is still, for me, all about the reading. I know it is for some of you guys. Some of you guys who are my age as well. It's about the reading. Okay, about the enjoyment. This is what I was excited to find for $1 because it left my bookshelf a while back. I've regretted it ever since. Got it for $1 at Shadow Mountain. Darkseid and Galactus the Hunger. A John Byrne classic. Marvel DC crossover. Get to see a confrontation between, really the highlight to me, it's a confrontation between Orion and Silver Surfer. Just great stuff. I think it would have made Jack happy. Okay, Jack and Stan happy. But anyway, good stuff there. I'll tell you what. Give you a break. Talk amongst yourselves. Your mind's swimming, and I'll be right back with a few more books. And we're back. Okay. A few more books from Shadow Mountain that I was really happy to get for $1 a piece. The story and art by Darwin Cook, Batman Ego, $1. And this book has gone for more than that in the past. Of course, these next ones. These are all bookshelf format. This one retailed for $7, but it has been a highly desirable book before. Again, I just love Darwin Cook, and finding it for $1 was just a no-brainer. I always liked reading these bookshelf format one-shots, one-shot Batman books. They're always good. I always enjoy them to some degree or another. They're great. The next one is Batman Outlaws. Okay, and this is a great book by Doug Munch and Paul Gulacy. I never know how to say Doug Munch's last name. Munch. I don't know. Munch. Okay, but Paul Gulacy, to me, the star of this book. I mean, I love Paul Gulacy's art. He is one of my all-time favorite Batman artists. Kind of reminds me just a bit of Brian Boland and his work on Batman. But I've always loved his work. And there's kind of a close-up shot of his Batman there, and maybe you can see the Boland similarities there. And I'm not saying he's influenced by Boland because Gulacy's been in the game longer, I believe. But anyway, great looking book there. Can't wait to read that. I have started reading Ego. Just started. I've read this next one, and it is a wonderful book by Alan Grant and artist Enrique Alcatena. Okay, he's just going by Alcatena in this one. Great Filipino artist. This is the Batman of Arkham. This takes place in 1900. Of course, Elseworlds story takes place in 1900, and this is or the early 1900s. And Bruce Wayne is actually a doctor. I say it's Bruce Wayne. Wait a minute. I think it might be his father. I just thought of that because his father was a doctor, and all I ever say is Dr. Wayne. I'm not sure now. I'll have to go back through there and look. But great story. Great period piece. great art, and just a lot of fun. A lot of fun, okay? And then this next one, I read it. I thought it was a one-shot, but it is not. It's still good. But it's Mike Mignola with Richard Pace, The Doom That Came to Gotham, with great Mike Mignola cover. It is not Mignola interiors, unfortunately, but great story anyway. And I will be, it is a story with Ra's al Ghul, and it is at least a two-parter, so I'll be chasing down the others. But for a buck, couldn't beat it. Okay, last group of books here I got from a fantastic place in Oklahoma City, well, near Oklahoma City, called Deadlift Collectibles. Google it, and if you're ever in the Oklahoma City area, it is a must stop. Okay. First, I did get a couple of these. I did get a Marvel Superheroes number 14. This has an actual standalone. It's not a reprint. Standalone Spider-Man story in it. One of the only ones that I know of in one of these anthology books, anthology type books. It's not a reprint. What it is was, and it is also Ross Andrews' first, as far as I know, Ross Andrews' first Spider-Man story. And what it was it was supposed to be a fill-in issue for Amazing when John Romita Sr. hurt himself or was ill or something. Well, he got better, did the issue, and so they stuck the backup issue, or they stuck the fill-in issue in this book. And it's great. It's a great story, fun story. And they do have also a Golden Age reprint story, Submariner story in here, of course. And so just good stuff here. Fun stuff. Got a Golden Age Human Torch story as well. Torch and Toro. Just lots of fun. Marvel Superheroes, that book was always fun, okay? And so the Spider-Man story, though, really kind of stood out to me. It was unusual in that day and time for Spider-Man to have an original story in anything other than his own book. All right, let's see. Found a Doctor Strange number 4, so working on that Doctor Strange run. Still, I have number 3. I got number 4. Just need 1 and 2. But anyway, great cover. I love the Frank Bruner work, the Frank Bruner covers, and this is close to iconic in my estimation. And so got those for very, very good prices. One of the things that makes Deadlift so great, well, let's say 2 of the things. First of all, they're so friendly there, so helpful. But also, they just have great prices. It's one of those places that, like you'd find in the 90s, where you could go and find nice old books for like, wait, that much? And so, that's the place. I'm going to have to find a reason to get there, to get to that area of the state more often to get by Deadlift, okay? Anyway, I also got a book. That Night Tiger, Mike Smith recently had one of his videos. We just happened to get the same book at the same time. Finished my run on this, Machine Man number 19. First appearance of Jack-o'-lantern, who was, I think the 3rd or 4th Hobgoblin or something like that. I don't know. I always liked Jack-o'-lantern as a standalone character, as his own character. I liked him, especially in the there was a story arc through Amazing Spider-Man years ago with Silver Sable and Black Cat and other, and he figured into it. Jack-o'-lantern did. I loved his role in it. And I loved him as kind of a poor man's Green Goblin, with his pogo platform and everything. So I as far as I was concerned, Jack-o'-lantern was great. I wish they hadn't gotten rid of him, but have been looking for that issue for a long time. Was really happy to get it in nice condition, and it'll probably take a press, but I really liked it, and I really kind of like Marvel's. This is, by the way, also a Frank Miller cover, which that's a bonus, but. Complete your collection special, or guess what mag won't have a 20th issue, okay? I love that. That's some great humor on Marvel's part. And so anyway, there you go. Okay, next. And this is, let's go with these first. I love the humor books from the bygone ages of the Silver Age. And I got what I consider an iconic book. It does need a press, does have a tiny bit, and that's not even, it's a tiny bit of water damage, but only the cover. I don't know how it didn't seep through the books. It must have been open whenever it got wet or something. But it'll take a press. And it's, again, for the price I got it, I'm really happy to have it. It is Not Brand Eck #1. Okay, first cover appearance of Forbushman. Okay, it's not the first full appearance. That's another issue of Not Brand Eck, but it is first cover appearance of Forbushman. And of course, you know, Forbushman, the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe. I don't know what happened to him. He's probably off living, you know, ruling his own galaxy somewhere. Too powerful to deal with, you know, any of the Marvel heroes and villains. Got a much nicer copy of Not Brand Eck #8. Look at the gloss. Ooh, pretty. Okay, nice. I love it. And again, great prices there at Deadlift Collectibles. Check them out if ever you have the opportunity. Last but certainly not least is a Super Comics publication. I believe this is the same outfit who did the Phantom books with the knockoff. That, well, it's supposed to be the actual Phantom. This is their Jungle Girl for that company. Let me see. Super Comics, okay? This is Super Comics Jungle Girl. I'm not even sure what her name is because I have not read this yet. I just saw the cover, and again, for the price, it just really took me. I was like, oh, I got to have it. But this is Jungle Adventures #12. And again, with nice gloss. This is a Silver Age book, not a Golden Age book. It is made to look like a Golden Age book in my estimation, okay? This was published in 1964. But so anyway, really glad to have that. Nice and clean copy, and just an unusual book. And I also what caught my eye, start your own business electrical appliance repairing ad on the back here with Mr. Happy Face there. No, don't want to put any personality into that person. Not even a real cartoon person, really. Just kind of a blank. This is me, Mr. Blank, telling you how you can start your own electrical appliance repairing company. Anyway, go figure. Okay, well, neat books. So kind of had been a while since I had done a haul video, and I'm so glad that I could share it with you. Okay, and so anyway, that's it. And hey, listen, if you like what you saw, be sure to comment. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, thanks for watching 4Color Commentary, and we'll see you next time.